So this kind of feels like a last video, partially because it's almost the last t-shirt I've got that I haven't worn for a filming. That, and I'm feeling a little bit more detached than normal. I realized I've been here before, but not since I re-emerged at the beginning of 2013. And I can't say that it feels wrong or negative or bad. It feels kind of right in its own right, but I am losing track, and there's difficulty making these videos in regards to just about anything, because no matter what I want to discuss or bring up, which to be honest right now I don't, because there's, no matter what point I bring up, the point has many points, that you could mention any single thing in your life right now and I'll explain it in some way that differs from the way you look at it or interpret it or understand it. So that obviously leaves me, when I know that I've got to attack right here, I've got to be aggressive, assertive. I need to make a point, stand by it, get it in, get it out, and be appealing, presentation being everything. And so let's start. The other day I get a phone call from my sister, who allegedly likes to be mentioned, and she wants me to go into town. She lives elsewhere. She wants me to go into town to pick up a birthday present for a mutual friend of ours. So she's going to order it online on the phone and pay for it via credit card, and I'm just supposed to go out and get this gift certificate and deliver it, which I've no problem with, and my sister would know this. So as I proceed to this place, since I don't really want to mention things that I specifically if I don't have to. So when I go there, I have been there before, and I'm going to go in and say hello, explain plainly why I'm there and what I'm there to do, and when I do so, which is my sister lives elsewhere, she ordered a gift certificate for a mutual friend, I'm here to pick it up. I'm her brother. And I feel obviously the employee is searching for this seemingly common occurrence, because they proceeded and acted like it was normal, but this wasn't being fulfilled as I might have expected at this situation, because there was no record of it occurring, which meant nothing to me, because I'm a believer, as I mentioned in the beginning of this, about how I don't see things the way you do. I know that everything is written, and I know that it's a frequency, and then there's some kind of equation that we are all existing in, and that there are tumblers, and that every given second you are inserting digits, aspects into the equation, and then you are constantly getting results dictated by probably your intentions, probably a multitude of things, because there's so many different aspects of why anybody does what they do. But you're going to get what you deserve, except that things aren't linear, like karma. Karma isn't a linear exchange system. So you're going to just do what you're going to do. And for me in this situation, I'm going to go, my father's waiting in the car, I'm here at this establishment, I'm going to just walk in, walk out, know where I'm done, do what I was asked, because I like to do as I'm asked, what I agreed to do, I'll do it. But this isn't working. But while I'm sitting there and I'm surrounded by a handful of employees at this establishment, I feel, because I'm in Kingston, the teeth, the eyes that gnaw, and I'm aware of this, and I'm familiar with it, and I've thought for years that I would have a line of clothing which would on the shirt reveal, just for when I'm in Kingston, Ontario, Canada, for anybody that's out there, just a town completely populated by white people, and the very base of it's false entitlement, and so there I am in this place, which on top of being, as I mentioned, in this region of entitlement and self-importance, I'm in a place that actually affords extra importance, which I'm fine with. They do what they do rather well. Great. I'm not there to ruffle feathers. I'm there to do what I'm going to do and go away. This line of t-shirts I was alluding to was going to have something about, don't worry, I'm a local, I understand why you're treating me like trash. But I realize that it's redundant and neither here nor there, because anybody here is not going to read my short shirt or look at me or acknowledge me. And if I owned a pair of sunglasses, I would have them on right now, so I would imitate what they do. So even if they have sunglasses on, they'll look away and then go to look at their watch extra when you walk by, to make sure that, okay, I'm not looking, and like I'm really, really, really not looking. Because no eye contact in Kingston. There's 8 guys for every girl. It's a little bit of a hell, and obviously it leads to this elitist air about everywhere where you go, and not to mention there's Queen's University, which even though it's ranked 183rd in sinking on the planet, they're just demigods and just incredible. But again, 8 guys for every girl, and I'm an ancient, old, dirty white man, and yeah, don't. I'm past it. I mean, forever ago, a decade or two, I understood the situation. This is a solid equation. There is no tumblers. This is Kingston. This is a dirty little shithole, a little mini Israel, and run by the lake, and it's disgusting. So I'm content with it. Try not to spend any time there. I know, regardless of my intentions or how well dressed I am or accepting of the situation, that day after day you're going to be pummeled by the and it doesn't matter about the age of the interaction, the other to my meeting, or rather the non-meeting. The please don't acknowledge me, don't talk to me, don't please, except for the please part. That would be me. It would just be ignore. But anyway, I'm in this establishment, and I feel this. Obviously, there's a bunch of eyes there, and I'm content to sit there. Obviously, to add some kind of ingredients that are integral to what I'm expressing here, I'm male, white, but the white part doesn't matter because everybody in the fucking room is white. We're in Kingston. Everybody's white. The people at the gas station pumping the fucking gas are white. Everybody's white. So if you're somewhere else and you think that that's impossible, it isn't. They're all white. So anyway, in this establishment, seeking a gift certificate that's not there, surrounded by white people, I realize that not only am I being ignored and kind of acknowledged while you're in the room, while not being acknowledged with I'm not sitting there like this because I'm staring at the window waiting for the and this time goes by, and I'm fine, great. I've interacted with the manager before, pleasantly. At least my side of it. Who knows what the other might say. And it doesn't go to plan. There was some kind of misunderstanding apparently, even though my sister didn't call to say that something was wrong, so I realized there was something afoot, but this was for a reason. I'm inserting variables into the tumbler. I've got no malice, I'm not being malicious, I'm not conniving, I'm there to do what I'm asked to do pleasantly, charmingly, and away I'm supposed to go. But anyway, this doesn't take place. It's only afterwards that while I'm thinking about it, because I never stop thinking, which is another thing that no one else does, obviously. And I'm thinking about this, and I'm familiar with the stare. Christ, I'm from this town. I know what it's like to be ignored, to have the tunnel vision, to have just and I guess my biggest pet peeve, no matter what, I'm probably going to harp on it here, is the fucking level of stupidity that is just permeating everywhere. It's like the air we breathe. It's like Wi-Fi. It is just gurgling, just stupidity, just the level of conversation, the dialogue, the vocabulary, the grunting, the nods, the abbreviation, the LOLs, and again, I'm not showcasing my disdain. I'm just sitting there. Away I go. Afterwards, I'm playing over the situation. Probably not voluntarily, because I don't think, here's another thing that I don't agree with you with, assuming you actually exist. I don't think that I'm me. I think that there's, just like I don't think you're you, and I don't think this is real whatsoever. Real as in flesh and blood and loud, this makes this noise and this isn't real. But anyway, that's complicated. And but I think that it's just like right now, if I think, the other day I thought, I'm going to watch Field of Dreams. And then later I did, because I have a copy of it, and I enjoy it time and again. And I thought, why, what made me think of it? I didn't drive past a cornfield lined up with a baseball diamond. There was no, I'm going to skip to it. I just assumed that something in your head says, boy, you should watch Field of Dreams tonight. And I go, yeah, I should watch Field of Dreams tonight. Or maybe you'll say that tonight I'm going to have a bath. Or maybe you think, geez, I'm going to paint my toenails tonight. Or, geez, I think I'm going to kill myself. Whatever it is, I don't really think that these lives are our own. I don't think of it whatsoever. So the whisper will come in Field of Dreams, which I wasn't trying to play this in as a connection. It would be, if you build it, he will come. And all that shit. But again, that was vocal. It wasn't in Ray Kinsella's inner monologue. It was out. It was audio. Granted, it was only him hearing it. Except for James Earl Jones in another scene. Anyway, let's not get off on that. These things that tell you ahead of time that, oh, play over the scene at the establishment where you were meant to pick up your sister's requested gift certificate. And I'm playing it over, and I realized that it wasn't the run-of-the-mill disdain where I'm sitting in the room, and I think, and of course the answer is provided, so I'm probably not just thinking of it and running through things that it could have been. It'd be, oh, I'm a boy in this town where there's 8 girls for every guy, and I'm just trash. Or this is a prison town, and I'm obviously an ex-con. Or just, I don't even know, those are usually the two. So I go to the next one with and of course some voice probably tells me, and I'm not hearing voices for, it comes about this enemy that's the man now, or the man is the enemy. And beyond that, if you want to be more focused, how now this white privilege thing, the white is the problem, which I apparently am Caucasian. And then beyond that, I'm a blue-eyed devil, which 2 strikes. And then third, I'm male, and the room was full of female employees. And I think, oh, I thought this whole war against the man is taking foot. It's here, and I thought they weren't just ignoring me in the usual sense that I'm all too familiar with. For 10 or 20 years I'm familiar with it. The 10 or 20 years before that would be what's happening. Now it's like, okay, I know, it's, geez, I'm in Kingston. I mean, I'm sorry for being here. I'm sorry for being alive. Should be on my shirt. 9 times out of 10 in this town. I'm familiar with it. It does nothing for me. It was all those things. If life isn't hard on you, life is hard for you. So okay, that pounded me into debt. Of course, would have just been in the spinning tumbler. One of the variables, something that went in the Kingston. There was nothing you could do. Granted, it took you a long time to figure that out, and by then that aspect of you has been shredded, incinerated, and just turned into shit and put into the tumbler. So when I'm sitting there and I'm dying all those times, that was just part of it. And again, it went, right? So I'm left with this when I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking about how the war on the man, and this wasn't obviously occurring to me all at once. It was just an epiphany that was handed to me. Epiphany, sudden realization of great truth. That, wow, it's taken hold. So the enemy is the man. They don't need to be too focused on whether I'm a black man or a Latino man or a Russian man or anything. It would be a matter of, because I'm in Kingston, we're all fucking white, so there'd be no point in saying I've got a thing where black men are shit, because there aren't any. It's just men. And every person in the room there was white, so all the girls that are present, 4, 5, 6 of them are present, are looking at me with arrows. And I think, well, I don't know anybody in this town, and I don't think anyone knows me in the room, but I am the male, probably somewhat clearly. But the other thing is that I've got all these extra male problems like beard, which is a strike. Just in this world of where everybody's got to be a metrosexual and everybody's got to be trimmed and be lovely. And anyway, obviously I don't do that. And the other thing is I'm wearing I've got a different shirt on right now, but at the time I have that part wolf shirt on, which I wear to beat the band. I like it. It fits, right? And again, it fits more so in terms of what we're talking about here, where it's the part wolf, it's the hair. I mean, the only place there isn't hair on me is right around here, and even then a lot of it needs trimming. So male, hairy male, and obviously I'm 6 feet, 200 pounds, and fighting weight, right? Ready to go. Part wolf shirt. So probably the prototypical, the enemy, everything that you could want in terms of the enemy that is the man, and I probably stink of being single and not married just by looking at me. Probably. So every single thing that I could be doing wrong in terms of, fuck, that's him, get him, and just the eyes, and it plays into it. And then in a related story, because I have props here, I see this in the paper, and again, I don't go reading the paper because the Kingston Week Standard, which is it even called the Kingston Week Standard? Either way, just trash. I mean, the newspapers today is the fastest fading industry. It's just trash. But and it keeps the wheels going because of propaganda and those stupid people I mentioned earlier. Probably you, dumb as a box of shit, and just watching. I mean, as long as the country keeps printing money and borrowing it and selling every single thing that the country owns worth owning, like the water, the electricity, the any natural resource, just selling it to other people, as in person, as in the privatization of every single thing worth owning, to where they own you. But anyway, let's not get off on that, because we were talking about before they can really own you, they really have to destroy everything. And this is the point. So I can't say it's the destruction of the family that's getting me. That's part of this. Like the man is the enemy. It probably was more so in terms of destroying the family, because obviously it's ubiquitous now. Families are under attack. They want the male to be vilified, to be just an asshole. Oh, and not to mention, I'll get onto it in a second, about the showcasing them as being like Ed O'Neill in Married with Children, the big, fat, stupid, worthless, misogynistic, asshole, pig, chauvinistic man. Like we all are. That's all it. But I mean, stupid, worthless, unemployed, fat, lazy, sexist. That's us. I mean, you got us. You got us all. So anyway, just to make sure, because the time will go quickly here, this is actually in the paper. I didn't manipulate it. I cut it out of the paper, the Kingston Week Standard, which is just meant to be scuffed up the back of your ass. Can you read that? It's an actual article. That's this is in the Week Standard. This isn't in the adult section. Like, if you're in the future and you're watching this, this is a newspaper that they throw on your step. They still throw newspapers on the step, and this hasn't gone up the crack of my ass yet. It should. I mean, the second I saw it, I think, are you kidding? So, right? And I mean, as much as you want to read the article and it doesn't necessarily coincide with this picture, what I'm talking about coincides with the fucking picture. So you think, oh, there's the the uber dominant woman right now, and I'd be the first one to say that the woman by far, night and day, is far outpowers the man in this race. The female far exceeds the power of the male. So if you're thinking that I think the opposite, you're a fucking moron. So anyway, and this is it. This is to make sure that this is the servile, subservient, worthless man down here. And of course there is this this picture isn't in the article, and the article is poorly written, just like anything you'll read in the Kingston Whig Standard, and for idiots. But most people will only read the headline and see the picture. So right, I mean, everybody likes pictures and big headlines, and of course everybody, there's the girl with the 0% body fat, right? There's some images, and the worthless man down under her boot, which is the message in every film taking place now that you look around, because it's the scum, the disgusting man. And the white man, I mean, we're in Kingston here, they had no choice, they couldn't mix this up. They had a Latino that's here, it just, nobody would relate to it. So we're in Kingston. But apparently from the homework I've done, this article transcends. It's everywhere because it's the mandate. A couple of organizations control all the news outlets on the planet, so it's the conditioning. So when all the girls are out there and living it up and being the breadwinner more often than not, and being the only person that can think and do anything right, because the man is just worthless and useless and just trash and only thinks about sex and sports and self-gratification and just, I mean, we're just one step away from, why not just get rid of them, right? That's the next step. Even though I realize that the primary role, I mean, right now we're under attack. They want blacks against whites, women against men, the children to be broken up, the government to come in to be the new parents. That's why right now they're pushing for the women in the families that are broken up, give them all kinds of incentives, lure them into destroying their family, give everybody all the distractions they need, right? Make sure that infidelity is ubiquitous, make sure that it's the capital of this country. It's the #1 per capita infidelity warehouse of the nation, right? I mean, they're making sure that they're encouraging it. It's in all the shows. Everybody's doing it. It's everywhere. And what they say that, and again, whether or not you believe this, but if you do any homework, what's the most destructive thing that you could do for a child in terms of what could you implement upon them? It's to be raised in a single parent home, namely by the hand of the mother. Believe it or not, fuck yourself for all I care. I don't care. I don't care. Because this is happening. I didn't make this up. There's the back of the paper, right? Just keeps on going. I was looking for another clue. And it plays in because this whole thing is happening, and I feel bad for the children. And people will say, well, I mean, all the people I know were children once, and I look how we all turned out. And I don't like this place. I don't think it's real. No matter what, the second you get to where they'll keep doing things to you. I mean, if you're able to endure it, they'll do things with it. They'll bend things right in front of you that can't happen, to where I don't need to do that anymore. I just see them. But it's the things that bother me the most. It's the stupidity and the entitlement. This I'm right. And this week with my mother, and you turn the TV on, and I press mute, and you look at these as they're called, spokesmodels. You see this 110-pound underwear model on the news, and there she is, makeup on. She's just ready for the runway. Instead, she's reading the news, and she's got a panel of other buffoons talking. And I realize it's all scripted, but it's written poorly. The dialogue is for idiots. In which case, there's a lot of you that just eat it right up. In the future, they'll say The View was the most poisonous thing probably in all of history, in terms of just turning people's minds and then having the fake applause and the after every single thing they say, just like the shows you're watching, right? And this one, let's just segue here because time's going very, very fast here. I've had this little fridge sticker for maybe a decade. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Oh my God, I think I'm becoming the man I wanted to marry, because they've reversed everything. And I didn't have this one manufactured. I just saw it years and years ago, and I thought, wow, is that ever true, right? Because now they've made the woman the man, and the man the lesser, right? It wasn't about male female. It was about the archetype, who's supposed to do this, who's supposed to do that, who's superior, who's inferior. If you want to say that, I'd much rather be a housewife than out working, because now you've got no choice, right? It was all a trap. Everything that they're offering you now, this world doesn't work like that. Anything that is just being handed to you, all these subsidies, oh, don't worry, I know we owe $1 trillion as a nation, that the states owe 18 trillion, and don't worry, we'll print more money and pay off the debt with it. Right? No matter what, no matter where you look and think about something, it makes no sense. So good, I'm glad that the world's going to be handed to you. And if they were to go out and get rid of white people, like, fuck, take me first, like Calgon, get me the fuck out of here. Take me away, because this place is a fucking toilet. And I'm fine with that. It's, if I had to say that what bothers me most, it's the only thing that they'll let me, and here would be my equation they'll let me have. My equation is that out of all the people I know, and that would be it, because if I didn't know anybody, I would just look at this and think about how terrible it was. What bothers me is the people that are here that don't care. And I realize that they're putting fluoride into the water. I realize that makes you apathetic. I know it makes you indifferent, lazy, stupid, fat, and you look around, and those little characteristics, very specific, kind of are just floating on everybody, just sticking like a barnacle. It's everywhere. So I realize, but at the same time, if you give into it, how is it that you lose your power? How is it that you lose your power? By pretending to be something you're not. So when you look around, and I've mentioned it before, all of these faces everybody has, so every time you've got a face and nobody speaks clearly, nobody wants to say anything, nobody wants to stick up, and every day you turn around and there's more threats against you. Oh, and right now in Canada, they're making it illegal to boycott Israel. So you think, well, we know who's paying Harper, but I realize it's just a show. These are proxies. It is meant, everything's meant to be inverted now, right? Everything is being inverted, right? Are you happy now, right? Are you happy? You got everything, right? The girls that walk around now with their head bumping the moon. You go to a restaurant now, and you look around, and the whole restaurant will be full of beautiful women, because as lovely as it is to say, beautiful women grow on trees. You look around and you try to find a man of value, of equal value, and I'm just talking about it from an aesthetic standpoint, in terms of, oh wow, she's a pretty girl, and where's a pretty guy here? Oh, here's a pretty guy. I don't know if I'll use this prop, but I thought I'd have props. Here's a prop. There's a pretty guy, right? Pretty girl, pretty guy, old white guy. Everybody's white because it's a movie, and of course everybody has to be white. I mean, don't blame us. We're the best, right? Just everybody, white, 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 white. Well, doesn't matter where you go. Everything's white. So there's the pretty guy, but when you're in the restaurant, you're out somewhere, pretty girls are out in droves, in groups, lots and lots and lots of them. You look around the room and there might be 20, 30, 40 beautiful girls. And how many guys do you think that you would say, geez, there's a good looking guy? Like, geez, there's a good looking guy. How many of them? Probably none. So this is growing on trees. What is a beautiful girl today? I know some beautiful girls. You know where they're going? Nowhere. Where's their counterpart? Where's their equal? Where's their other? He doesn't exist, because he's the worthless man. He's gone, and you are helping him. And this is why. Oh yeah, this is empowering, right? This is it. Oh, I mean, if you get a man, he's just trash. I mean, you're gonna have to feed him, right? Oh, what's the point, right? And this article is about whether or not, why doesn't this species evolve to where it is just woman, or asexual, where it is just like a little female Smurf village where they just keep having children without the man because it's just pointless. It's insinuated, not necessarily, I would say, yeah, explicitly. Why would half of all of your, and in yours and woman, why would half of your offspring be worthless? Worthless. Right? Because they can't reproduce. The only thing of value is reproduction. Trash. Useful reproduction. But then I think, well, if it's so purposeful, meaningful, right, just to reproduce, well then why don't we just get the IBM machine, the Watson, just to do it, just to kick out kids just around the clock and just get rid of both of them, right? Because this would be another thing that I don't agree with you. I don't value life, right? Any man that values his life will die a dog's death. And because I have a lot of use for dogs, obviously, I'll explain that. It means you're going to be down on all fours begging. So any man that values his life will die a dog's death. Value in this life, we're here to die. Fuck. So all of these people, they've gone out and inverted it, where your life is supposed to be important. It makes me want to laugh just saying it, because that's the last thing you should value in this. But fill your boots. It's going to work out great, right? Here's the flames. I wonder why they inserted that. This might be a clip from a show you guys all watch. I don't watch TV. I don't know. But the other day I took my mama to see San Andreas. And of course, they really do a lot of conditioning. And the young woman, just, of course, the hero. The man is just, oh, thank God you were independent and innovative and driven and strong and resourceful, because I'm just a fucking worthless white man. Just dead weight. Just dead weight. And of course the girl in the movie, even though she was 20, she had bigger tits than this girl, because that's imperative, because they want to make sure that the man is just trash, and even though we're just subject to your sexuality and your overpowering nature, make sure to really play it up. Make sure that we are just in awe of it, because we're just weak to it, which I would totally admit to. There's no doubt about it, because it's natural. No doubt about it. That's what grants you all the power. A woman walks into a bar and says, "Oh my God, help me!" And a whole bunch of people are going to go help. A guy walks into a bar and says, "Help me, come again? What? You're not going to get any help. You're not going to get anything." A girl accuses me of something. The cavalry is going to come running. I accuse a girl of something, to be, what are you talking about? The other day I'm in a store and there's a kid in front of me. And give me the googly eyes, and I can play it up, and I'm in a lineup, and I'm having ha ha ha, and there's a couple ladies with a couple kids, and the kids are great, cute kids, and playing it up, and I turn behind me, and the lady behind me cuffs, it's just like cuffs her kid, and says something along the lines of, "I told you to behave," and I turned around, and it just changed the mood entirely, and I thought, geez, I can't do anything, right? Anybody watching this knows I can't do anything. I can't say anything. I can't approach the situation. If she was pummeling the kid, if she was just smashing the kid's fucking head into the ground, if I lift one finger, I'll be arrested. If I say something, I might get the shit kicked out of me. And there wasn't like another man there. There are no men anywhere. You're not going to go anywhere at a store and see some man be like, "Hey, did you..." No. Right? They've made sure that the man is afraid to do anything. It'd be, geez, I felt bad for the kid, and the kid, obviously it wasn't the first time. You don't smash a kid like that in a store for the first time. You smash them all the time, but a girl can do whatever she likes. It's all right. It's good. That's why in all the movies you see now, the woman will just smash somebody in the face, because it's what you do. It's normal. If a guy does it, you go to jail for the rest of your life. Right? There is, I mean, we're not equals here. I mean, it's your world now, right? I mean, if you've got to do this, you got to do it, right? Right? Oh, here's another. That's a good example, right? It's just, right? Watching it, it's superb, right? It is. And if you don't think so, fuck yourself. I don't care. But again, it's the girl. If you haven't seen it, it's the girl the whole time, conniving, manipulating, and at the end of it, got away with it all, and what are you going to do? Nothing. So it's you're being baited, but I mean, it's to destroy everything. Just like right now, they're going to make sure that they've made it where to turn the races against each other, so black against white. So now you're reading, maybe you're not. I'll fill you in on it, that people will now be apprehensive about doing anything when race is involved. They'll have to just stand down, like I did the other day when that kid got whacked, and I thought, geez, if she reached into her knife and slit the kid's throat, I'd probably have to really think about it. Do I want to get arrested here? Because if I just do anything, I will be in for it. I'll be in a holding cell. I will be, and all she'd have to do is just say whatever she wanted to say, because the mandate now is man villain, man trash, man belongs down in the flames, man over, just destroy everything, just fuck it. So when I'm in Kingston, and I see my time is going on here, this just goes so fast. I didn't even have anything to say here. It's just over, and right. I don't care. And I don't even care about the other people that are subject to it, because right now it's the dumbing down. If you can't see things, you can't figure anything out, you can't spend 2 minutes thinking about something, but then looking where this is going. The sexual education that's coming into the grade schools, and I hear people think that that's a good thing. I think, and this would be again where I'm relating to what bothers me the most. And you think, are you as fucking dumb as a box of hair? They're making sure that the sexualization of everything. There's nothing you can't watch. Everything. This is sex. They're scantily clad, as they say, right? Everything's about sex. Every grocery store magazine cover, sex, 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 sex. So what do? The argument is you better start teaching children in kindergarten to be aware of it. So getting them ready, right? You have no idea who made that rule. Do some homework. Do you remember a vote coming in? Right? When Stephen Harper is legalizing brothels and bumped the age of prostitution down? Remember, geniuses, they're just going to keep doing it. They're going to make it wide open. Do you know what the Trans-Pacific Partnership is? Do some homework, right? They're fast-tracking it right now, where all of the related countries, nations, are handing over their sovereignty and their rules of law, their existing law, so that the corporations will be able to sidestep law to further their own needs, their profits, and their aid to us, their food, their pop, their GMOs, whatever. They're the people making the rules. So when you think, who was it that said that maybe we should have sexual education in kindergarten, right? Who do you think it is? It's a company. Do you know a company on earth, a corporation that gives a shit about people? No. So think about, do they care about small people, shorter people, your little more short people, kids? Fuck no. You're lucky if you care about them yourself. Nobody gives a shit about your kids. I'm making this, I feel bad for the kids, because I realize that the fucking idiots I know, that they've got kids, you're still making them, for Christ's sake. They're subject to this. So go do some homework. I just said it twice. Do some homework. Who came up with that? Who came up with Common Core Curriculum? Who is promoting this mandate, this United Nations, who are completely unelected? Do you understand what that means? The people that are controlling the world right now, that we are handing everything over to, were unelected. So I didn't say, geez, you've got some values. I wouldn't mind you being in charge. I really like your podium, your voice, your integrity. No, none of that. That'd be, no, you go tell them what to do. You do this. I want the children to know about sex the second they're old enough to talk, the second they're old enough to look the other way, bend down, do whatever you want, right? That's why it's rampant. That's why every day there's a new sex scandal. And this wasn't, if I could say something, it'd be about this. And yet people I know personally are promoting sexual education in kindergarten. And you think, are you just fucking brain dead? Honestly? But that's what I mean. This would be my tumbler, my equation to be. And I just, there's enough things out there that make you want to give up, right? Everything, the aforementioned. I don't give a shit about me. I've lived enough of this life. I died a long time ago. I don't get afraid anymore. I don't get where I care about myself anymore. I feel as alone as I ever have. in a kind of a refreshing way, which makes me think, is it finally time? Is something going to take place? But believe me, I've gone to that well enough. I know it. So all of these things that are happening, I'm just asleep at the wheel. Obviously, I can still talk. I didn't know it was going to go like this because I'm not dreading doing this. I realize I'm just pissing up a rope, right? That talking to you, right? The United Nations, they're unelected. The Agenda 21, do a few hours of homework, what's in that? The TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership. We're handing over openly our sovereignty, our borders, to corporations, to businesses that you want to believe are just driven by profit, but that's not what it is. It's control. They're going to get rid of cash. They're going to make it a cashless society. So you won't even be able to give, as I do, money to the guy at the corner. You can't. There won't be money. Right? There will have to be checks and balances, there will have to be receipts, there will have to be taxes, there will have to be everything. They're moving to this. So when you think about why are they teaching your kids how to suck, how to fuck, how to rub and tug at everything at the age of fucking 6, it's not because they care about them, you fucking moron. Nobody cares about them. You have to. Just give your fucking head a shake, right? This is what's happening. Destroy the family, right? And everybody's out there just, right? There are no men. You look around and women that are bumping their heads on the moon, and the men that look as gay as a picnic basket. Everywhere you look are these metrosexuals, which, is that the right term? Right? That spend more time in the mirror than the gal does, right? But at the same time, regardless of how that's happening, I don't give a shit about the superior, inferior. Go out and be the breadwinner, go out and be the prime minister. You're like Hillary Clinton, she'll probably be the next president because she's got half the vote right away, because every fucking moron will go out there and go, you go girl, just like right now that every black out there will say, geez, you go Obama, no matter how he's destroyed everything and made every single thing worse for the blacks on the fucking planet, because all they'll do is relate. So the women, next time it'll be the women, right? Now you're being handed everything. Hillary is a fucking, just a rag, a pile of dog shit. But that's just good, right? That's better than some man, right? Who needs one of them? Just trash. So this is the world. They're handing it to you. They're inverting everything. And I will say again, it wasn't right to start with. They went out and established this. And now they're inverting it. So you can't say, oh, we got to go back the way it was because it wasn't right then either. This place won't let things be right. They won't. There can't be anything. That's why morals are gone, integrity's gone, virtue, ethics, just gone. Just shit drifting down the river. Just gone. And every day, tomorrow you look at the headlines, just more and more and more, and yet everybody out there just driving down the road, oblivious, fluoride in the water, just as long as they keep printing new money and saying, well, we're in debt more, but you can keep working today. Just keep working. Just go back to your desks. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. And you'll keep doing it. You'll keep doing it no matter every time they're getting rid of the borders and they're bringing in where the corporations that had a plan a century ago, because here's another thing that I don't believe like you do. You think that there's such a thing as time. Time is a place. We're in it. Why is today so perfect, as bad as it is? Because it was already here. If you come over and visit my house and you think, wow, you really keep this place tidy. How did you do it? I've lived here for fucking years, asshole. It's always looking like this. So when you get here to June 3rd, 2015, it'd be, how did they do this? What a marvel. It was already here, you fucking dolt. It's always here. And now you've got kids here, now you've got this here. What's not being destroyed? The water's being destroyed, the air's being destroyed. They're controlling the weather in a way that's not very conducive to humanity. They're destroying the education, the post-secondary, the debt. Look at something, just look at any headline, do some homework, you think, oh my God. Or just look the other way. Treat me like a person in Kingston and just, oh, not only are you walking by, I have to make sure, oh my God, I've got to get somewhere. Right? Just ignore it, right? Put another face on, right? Or if I happen to get you to be, oh no, I'm trying to be personable, and oh no, oh I'm male, oh and I've got blue eyes and I'm white, oh fuck am I ever sorry. I had no idea, oh shit. Wow, am I ever in a pickle here? And here I was just trying to trying to get by, right? And believe me, I'm not crying. If anybody out there, if you're worse off than the average white guy, believe me, I feel for you. The world's a fucking toilet. Somebody the other day asked me, "Oh, help me get to Canada. This place is a fucking shithole. I wouldn't help my worst enemy get here. This place is going down in flames." Anybody, you read articles from all over the world, they talk about this place is becoming the 1984 of the planet. Our pile of dog shit prime minister is just signing it all away. He's a cum rag. This is it though, right? But the only reason they keep me on, my equation has to do with the people I know that I think, how can you do this? How can you just keep going? Right? Anyway, this is going too long, and obviously I'm moderately rejuvenated. By my stay, I thought that I'd be really searching for words, but it's just been a hoot, right? And, I would have liked to have offered something more, because it just feels like it's just so fucking far gone, right? No matter what it is I'm looking at, because I don't believe in this, I don't believe in time. It makes so much more sense that I'm just a program, right? Something else, because I can't look at any two things and see continuity and make sense of it. I just don't understand this. It's just, everything's just so wrong.